Hey Angels, this is the weekly general reading for the period of today, Sunday, the 15th of August, through Saturday to come, the 21st. I'm doing it a little late. The nail situation is horrible. Look at this. I really need a fill-in, but James is sick, the guy that does my nails. I just hope it doesn't break, because as you can see, this is my real nail, but the acrylic is coming off. Anyway, I'm here. I'm back in my space. I had a nice time with the other space. We had the Lion's Gate in front of the door. But yeah, now I'm back here. Anyway, we started with the dice, but forget it. Party and Dirty Movie. Dirty Movie, of course, for those of you who are new, tends to be about things like exchanging pictures or videos or something going viral. You know, so it could be you and another party or parties exchanging pictures and things between each other, or texting or online dating and that kind of stuff. Or something could go like viral. They could be like national news they were all paying attention to, or like global news they were all paying attention to. And actually, on that note, you know, my heart goes out to anybody in Haiti or with loved ones in Haiti. It's just horrible what keeps happening there. But most recently, for those of you who are not aware, they had another very large earthquake. So now, having tossed the dice, Spirit says spend money. Email. So this may go along with the messages and things that you're sending back and forth with people. And sex. So for some, it could be possible that, again, those pictures and things could be tied to sex, you know, send me a pic, that kind of thing. Or if it's something connected to an email, I see somebody gave me like sending their resume, and maybe you're in some sort of entertainment, so it includes a picture of yourself, or you need to send a picture or a headshot or something. I'm seeing something like that too. With the cards, everybody liked these. I heard so many things about these. So I have them again, and we're starting with opportunities. A stranger is about to change your life. Exciting times and plenty of action. Plus, a special family reunion looks likely. And what the hell? You know, I never realized I had two opportunities cards. They're here back to back, but this one has a different message, and it's upside down. So like normally I wouldn't have read it, but I'm going to see what it says. All right, so this one says, again, a stranger is about to change our lives in some sort of way. And maybe, again, that can be the person on the other end of this resume or something that I'm seeing here for somebody. Also, exciting times, plenty of action, plus a special family reunion looks likely. So maybe there'll be some sort of get-together, maybe before the summer's over or something like that. Okay, but let's see what this other opportunity card says. Opportunities. An important offer will be made. Be prepared and dress to impress. This sounds like a job. Somebody's getting a job this week or applying for a job, and then they will subsequently get the job. That's all I can ascertain after, again, like I said, seeing a resume and now seeing that. Opportunities. Okay, so we'll give these a little shuffle in front of you guys too. Look, personal riches is the next card I open too, so that can definitely have to do with a job as well, or something else, you know, somehow some sort of financial abundance, it seems, might be coming into somebody. Small successes are likely now. Of course, riches doesn't have to mean money too. It can be other things, and abundance doesn't have to mean money either. It's bigger ones are on their way, and finances could improve dramatically. I would imagine they would improve dramatically if somebody goes from not having a job to having one, or, you know, with a big promotion or something. It says, but avoid get rich quick schemes, though. Major life change. Time is right for major life changes, as a new lifestyle or location brings great joy and a trouble-free existence. Do one more, and it is sunshine. The sun is shining on you, your career and business growth. Fabulous communication in relationships. Okay. Somebody, like I said, is definitely getting a job or something this week. Well, congratulations in advance to those of you who make some sort of strides in your career or life in general this week. Right on time for difficult times, it seems. Be on your guard against chaos as unforeseen perils or emotional upheaval are foretold. Sounds kind of towerish. Moving on to the Six of Swords in reverse. This card can be about you being ready to finally communicate something. Could be to another person. It can be even larger than that. Like you're finally ready to take some sort of stand, like on principle. Maybe like an Aquarius, you know, the swords. Or even like a Gemini. You're ready to put yourself out there and be like a Gemini. The one thing about Gemini is like there's no fear of saying anything to anybody, basically. And this can be that kind of thing. But at the same time, communications can be difficult right now is also what I'm getting. But you may be ready to, you know, speak your mind about something, whether it's just, like I said, to another person or it's on a larger scale, like you're going to take some sort of stand or something. Next card is the Two of Wands upright. Two of Wands, of course. This is the, I'm just opening to the Nine of Swords. It's a card of being nervous, anxious, feeling distrust for someone. But I was going to say the Two of Wands is a card of balance and partnership. It is, of course, the twin flame or divine union card of the tarot. Ten of Wands, just feeling burdened or burdensome upon somebody else. Stressed, anxious, again, potentially. Maybe we feel like that until our fortune changes. That was the Wheel of Fortune there. So it's all about a reversal of fortune. Whatever you're experiencing, things getting, you know, changing drastically. I'll put it that way. And now speaking of air signs, the only one I hadn't mentioned before is showing up. It is Libra with Major Arcana card Justice in reverse. Venus actually enters Libra this week, which she rules. That may be why this is our overall energy today. The next card is the Ace of Pentacles upright, which is very positive for us. And I'll move on to these. We're starting with the Four of Wands here. It's time to kick back, relax, and to celebrate all that you have. Joy arises from success in your career, the completion of a project, or a very happy home life. And then behind that, we have the King of Pentacles, which can definitely be about, again, getting a job or, you know, some sort of abundance, increase in abundance, or a person who is generous, or maybe an actual earth sign, a Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, or someone like into those traits or attributes. There are a number of planets that are in Virgo, so it can be about that too. The King of Autumn or Pentacles is compassionate, accomplished, charismatic, and grounded. Everything's going to turn out great. Projects will be stunningly successful. Exciting new career opportunities are possible, and money or resources that come your way will be invested wisely. The next card is Awakening or the Hangman in reverse. The Four of Wands, of course, is about contracts, relationships, moving forward in relationships, everything including marriage, happiness, joy, just feeling content in your home, in your life, in your surroundings, in your situations, in your relationships. New overall energy is Major Arcana card 6, the Lovers, which represents the sign of Gemini. Intimate relationships. Carefully weigh your decisions. Good health. And the next card is the 8 of Wands in reverse. The 8 of Wands is a card of communications. It's in reverse. Again, communication could be late or you could find them difficult. Gemini is the great communicator of the zodiac, ruled by the communication planet, Mercury, of course. So again, we have another 6 as well. We had the 6 of swords in reverse. Now we have this Major Arcana card 6. Definitely feel that people could be trying to communicate or ready to communicate something. And it could be something, you know, in relation to love and relationship. And or an important decision that you have to make, like a heart versus head decision, where you feel like your mind's telling you no, but your body's telling you yes, or, you know, your heart's telling you one thing and, you know, but your head is saying that's not logical. Like, don't do that. And you could just find yourself like in a internal struggle. As we do every week, we will now pull 6 cards for 6 placements from the Rider-Waite deck. Beginning with the card that will most directly represent us this week, it is another King of Pentacles. He is in reverse though, but that's okay. Surrounding energy, so close things involving close friends, family members, co-workers. The 9 of Cups, upright. Maybe tied to that positive family reunion they said that some of us may have. Work and finance. 7 of Wands. Love and relationship. The Hierophant. That could even be marriage for some folks. Physical health. Temperance, very nice. It's about restoration and recovery. So somebody could be getting better from something. Or expect to get better this week from something. Maybe like James, my nail tech. I don't know what I'm praying, actually. I'm making light of it a little bit now, but I'm praying actually that he doesn't have COVID. They just told me that he was out sick, and I was just like, oh no. And our last placement is mental health. And it's the 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Can we all see these? I think so. That looks pretty good, actually. All right, so let's go back to our overall energy of justice, because I don't think I talked about it much, if at all. I don't think I talked about it at all. I'm sorry. So justice is another one of these cards that can be about balance, as in like the scales of justice or the scales of balance, and, you know, order and things in the universe, universal order needing to prevail, right? You know, if something happens on one side, it needs to happen on the other, as above, so below, that sort of thing. It's also about cause and effect, you know, and it kind of says that like all things and all events and people and whatnot are connected, basically. And not everything that we're dealing with is a direct result of our own actions or even karma. Like sometimes we have to deal with the results of somebody else's actions, you know, the consequences of somebody else's actions, or the benefit of somebody else's actions. Like, for example, looking at these 2 cards next to each other, and this one is about potentially money and abundance, right? It's the King of Pentacles, and maybe somebody being generous to us. And here, in the position of the people that are surrounding us, or the energies that are surrounding us, we have the 9 of Cups. Maybe somebody close to us comes into money, or is who gets the new job, and whatever, and somehow we benefit from that. Maybe we live together, or, you know, we've been helping them to sustain themselves, and now that they can do it for themselves, they don't need us anymore, so we benefit in a positive way. But again, sometimes it's positive, sometimes there are, you know, consequences or things that need to be dealt with. And so yeah, we can be called to do this, and of course sometimes it can be difficult and demanding, especially when we're dealing with something that is like out of, you know, somewhat out of our control and not of our doing or making, you know. But when it is something, it's like you created it, you can fix it. It's that sort of thing. Like when it is in your control and when it is our doing, it's sort of ours to take care of. And it also says that it's important for us to try to like discern and just be encouraged by whether responsibility is fully ours or somebody else's, and not trying to carry unnecessary blame or blame ourselves, even when something is our own fault, like to do it in a judgmental sort of like we're, coming down on ourselves at like judges for things we've done. Just fix it. Instead of doing that, just fix it. Just do right. So yeah, in reverse, it can also mean that we're feeling as though something that's happening in our lives right now, with us or to us, isn't necessarily justice. We're feeling that something, this is unjust. This shouldn't be happening to me. I'm a good person. I do this, I do that, that sort of thing. And you may be right about that. You may be correct. But again, there may not be much you can do about it, because all these things aren't always in our, in our full control. That's what karma is about, right? Those are or karmic energies. Those are the things that are not in our control. So it'll just be like important to accept reality and then, deal with whatever it is you have to deal with. So that is justice. But again, even more simplistically, it could be showing up because Venus enters Libra this week. So maybe that's going to be the most impactful or important transit of the week. And so that's why that's our overall energy. And we'll talk about what it means for Venus to be entering Libra after I do the cards, for those who want to stick around for that. So moving on to the King of Pentacles in reverse, which is the card that most directly is representing us this week. He tends to be about us like identifying ourselves or valuing ourselves, maybe by a better word, by our like outer accomplishments, and not necessarily recognizing who we are on the inside and how much value we have on the inside, how much other people, the world values, needs us, outside of our things. Also, the card shows up to say that like no matter what is happening in your life or happens in your life, it's important to know that happiness and success aren't based on just like a moment or an event or even a series of events. That it's just important to maintain a positive attitude, and to know that like this too shall pass. Like if there is something difficult, nothing is permanent. Nothing stays the same forever. Everything is constantly changing. So if you are feeling sort of upside down, you will not always feel that way. This Nine of Cups in our position of surrounding energy, so close friends, family members, co-workers, is super positive. It's about good luck. It's a good omen. It's about our prayers coming true, our wishes being granted, dreams coming true, goals being reached, things being accomplished. We're ticking stuff off, we're checking stuff off the list, and things are going right. At least right now, we're manifesting. We're just saying this is what I want, and we're making a focused intention and actually bringing it about. Moving on to work and finance, the Seven of Wands. So all that talk I was doing about somebody wanting a job or a career or change or something, Seven of Wands shows up in this placement of work and finance. And for work, what it says is if you've ever wanted to be self-employed, like now's the time. Now is the time to give this like some real thought and like do your research, your homework, whatever it is you need to do. It shows up to say that you have what it takes to make your own business work. If you're willing to like put in the time and effort that it'll take to make it happen, you can absolutely do it. And the time is now for you to get moving on it if you have not already. If you've already started, but maybe you just sort of taking your time. This week is a good week to put some extra energy into it, or to revive it if you've put it like on the side or something like that. And of course, we have to be logical, also at the same time. If we, we can start our business while we're working somewhere else if necessary. So even if you're among the people that gets the new job this week, that doesn't mean you can't start your business. Oh, I just got a new job, now I can't do my own thing. You know, it's called moonlighting. You on the side, when you carve out some time for yourself and you work on your own business too. All right, and the cards suggest that it makes sense to do so. Again, it's the right time, it's a good time. Speaking about finances specifically, not necessarily connected to work, just, you know, money come from somewhere. This is also a week with this card to expect an increase. You could get, like, you know, some sort of bonus that you're not expecting. And, you know, sometimes your tax refund or something shows up finally. It was, you know, it never came when it was supposed to, or was late, or they owed you money and didn't think you were ever going to get it, and all of a sudden the check shows up in the mail. Like, that kind of randomness could be what happens this week. Or something you own is worth more than you thought or realized, and you may find out by going to sell it or something like that. Or you may learn the value, maybe it gets appraised or something. Also, you know, just money in general is on the uptick and on the upswing, but you have to be, like, sensible and with how you use it and how you invest money. It's important to think long term also with this card. Love and relationship in the Hierophant. So romance also should be going really, really well with this card showing up. Even if you're single and you say, what does that mean? It means the energies are right, you know, around you. They're very positive, and they'll work best for you if you can conduct yourself in whatever way someone in your position or your shoes is expected to be or behave. Because the Hierophant is all about tradition and not like bucking the system, not like coloring outside of the lines. You're doing things as you're meant to do them, you know, so your relationship is, you know, whatever traditional means for you, and in your relationship, whatever your belief systems are and how you feel you're supposed to be or behave within those systems and structures. As long as you're doing that, things should be very good this week for you in love. Again, this can even be like engagement or marriage for somebody this week with the Hierophant. It's about, you know, contracts and commitment, maybe moving in together, all those sorts of things. It's really, really positive energy for love and relationship, even if you are single. Moving on to physical health. So Temperance, as I said before, is a card that is about restoration and recovery, and it is a card of very, very strong healing properties. It's a card of balance. It may involve somehow in your life an Aquarius, or the energy of Aquarius and or Sagittarius. In the tarot, the card does most directly represent the sign of Sagittarius, but for me it always gives Aquarius as well because of the water bearer on the front. But it's about balance and moderation, you know, most of all. So that would mean in terms of physical health, like, are you getting enough sleep? Are you eating enough? Are you eating too much? You know, are you both playing and working, or are you just working? Because all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy, Jill a dull girl. You need to play too. Are you just playing? Because, you know, that's how you go broke. You know, we have to work also, unfortunately, on this plane. So if you are trying to recover somebody, those are the key things. Like, make sure you remain hydrated. If you're able to eat, that you do, you get something that is nourishing inside of you, not junk. That you're resting, you know, you're in bed as much as you're able to be in bed, or sitting down, or whatever it calls for to cure whatever it is you're dealing with, that you're doing it. All right, and now spiritual health. So the Ten of Pentacles in reverse can, in this placement, can say that we are ready for some sort of like adventure. We're ready for some sort of change or something in our life. And, you know, spirituality is a great way to sort of channel this energy, or it can be. It's about being open to like new ideas and ways of practicing and, different things in the spiritual community, maybe exploring a new spiritual community, meeting new people, especially if you're normally the type to like be by yourself, like hermit kind of, maybe you do the opposite. Instead, you'll want to be around people. It's a good idea. And, you've got nothing to lose, so to speak, by doing so. Also, the Ten of Pentacles for me, in general, tends to speak about people who have passed, and it can be tied to inheritances and things like that. But in the placement of spirituality, then it might be from like getting messages, or maybe having inherited something from someone in your family, that's some sort of spiritual gift or practice or learning something. I was on, I don't know, something on social media. I don't remember what platform I was on, but they were talking about this language Tut. And I think I've talked to you guys about Tut before, because my great grandmother spoke it, and apparently now it's like trending. Like, so people, it's a black language, it's black culture, but it's like trending, and black people are trying to like, learn about it and get back into it now. It's a bunch of clicking noises. Like, you ever see that movie, The Gods Must Be Crazy? Anyway, I don't want to go off too much on a tangent, but, like that is something that was like passed down. That knowledge of that was like passed down to me, so that's like an inheritance. My granny's gone. I lost her, oh goodness, probably about 25 years ago. Wow. Yeah, is it that long? Probably. Anyway, so something could be, somebody could have handed something down, or, maybe some sort of natural gift that you've inherited from somebody in your family, or a practice, come from a line of witches, or something, and now's your time to get into that. Or you could be, now what you could be inheriting, so to speak, is information. Like, they could be somebody deceased, or something could be like giving you messages or something. So that could be what you're getting from them in terms of like, kind of like inheritance. Now we'll just see what the other cards may add to this. So like joining the King of Pentacles in this placement that, again, most directly represents us, we have the Ace of Swords showing up now. Whoop. Implementation of your brilliant new idea may get off to a rocky start, but keep going. The challenges will help you to refine your plan and to reshape your goals into something even better. So, there was a message, one of the cards, about challenging times despite all the very positive energies that we saw. So something just, may get off to a rocky start, like it said here, may get off to a rough start. That doesn't mean that you shouldn't do it. That doesn't mean you shouldn't go forward. That doesn't mean you're gonna, you're gonna have a hard or bad time. So try to remain positive, even if something doesn't go necessarily right. The Ace of Swords is a card of victory, so it is about things ultimately working out. Also, getting to the truth of a situation. So I said that there could be things communicated this week. Somebody may just get to the bottom of something, or let it all, lay it all on the line in terms of truth. Joining surrounding energy in the Nine of Cups for our close friends, family members, and co-workers, potentially, is the Five of Pentacles, which is kind of weird because this is a card of like fearing the worst, and this is a card of manifestation. And when you have this kind of energy about, it can be difficult to manifest because your mind's in the wrong place. It's thinking about lack, and I don't have, and I don't deserve, and all that kind of stuff. So if you feel yourself going this route, then definitely, or your friends, maybe this is where you can be supportive of them, the people that are around you. If you see them going this route, then, try to pick up their energy, because again, this is a week for them to be manifesting. Focusing upon the negative, or worrying about money or your career, or anything really. It just talk about money and career on this card, but it's really anything. I mean, I use this card for relationships and stuff too. Like, it's about fear of lack in those areas too, and fear of things like commitment and abandonment and rejection, And focusing on any of that stuff can block your progress. Because your trust and faith are at a low point right now, it's not the best time to start your own business or to become self-employed. It's not the best time to do anything until you turn the mindset around to a more positive one. Joining the 7 of Wands and work and finance, we have the 8 of Cups. This can be about moving on or a desire to move on, to walk away from something and to walk towards something better. So again, some of us could be thinking about leaving our current job or something to start our own business. And you should, if you are feeling that way. You feel that there's more to life than what you're living, so it's time to move on. You may be moving from a situation that isn't good for you, or perhaps you're being drawn to what would make you happy. Either way, you are in control. And you see this guy's in control. He's defending himself. He's, got the rod in front of him, and he's not taking any crap. Love and relationship. Have the Queen of Wands. She is talented, brilliant, independent, and charming. So there could, just as a side message, be something, the Hierophant represents the sign of Taurus. Could be something going on between Taurus and a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, or someone like into those traits or attributes, for one thing. The Queen of Wands is talented, brilliant, independent, and charming. Don't underestimate your ability to manifest your dreams. You may have several priorities vying for your attention at once, but you can do it. Queen of Wands is a wonderful omen for love and relationship, and actually also brings in the possibility of becoming pregnant this week, or learning that you're pregnant, or having a baby. She is like one of the strongest fertility cards in the deck. Physical health. We have the 5 of Swords. Your current path isn't leading you toward the happiest possible outcome, so why not change it? Always maintain integrity and compassion, but be alert to the hidden agendas of others. So this is anything that you're doing to not, maximize your health. So again, not getting enough sleep, not eating right, all those things would be going in the wrong path. And if that's happening with you, you're going to want to make a correction this week in that regard. And spiritual health. We have the 4 of Cups, missing an opportunity, discontentment or boredom. Open your eyes to the possibilities. Well, again, talking about the 10 of Pentacles in reverse that we just had, as I said, that card is about just wanting adventure, and so this one is similar. It's about boredom. So again, you want an adventure, you want to do something new, you want to increase your spirituality, and this is a great week to begin to look into that and, do research, again, try new things. The traditional textbook meaning could be warning us about, like that kind of, oh, woe is me sort of energy, like wallowing in a self-pity, and because you lack adventure and stuff like that, so be careful of taking it to that extreme. But if you're feeling like you're ready to get into something new, this is a great week to get into something new. The textbook meaning of this one, I don't think I mentioned, it can be about stress also. Just feeling particularly stressed out about something, maybe because we're experiencing these challenges that are above. So if that's the case, again, you want to make sure you rest, relaxation, in balance with everything else you're doing. The next deck of cards, from the one that will most directly represent us this week, is friendship. A friend needs your help. Your kindness and excellent counseling skills will put them back on track. So I was just saying, it might be a friend that needs you to give them a boost here. And it looks like this card is saying, yes, that is the case. In that position of surrounding energy, it fits. Care is required, right? They need care, and, you could help them. Guard yourself against deception and be careful of making foolish mistakes at this time. Work and finance. We have nature. Interact with nature in the outdoors, around animals, farmlands, or by the ocean. This will be good for your soul and very healing for you. And it may also help you to, that kind of introspection, figure out what your next steps are. Love and relationship. We have planning. Now's the time to lay down the foundations for your future. Financial gains are more than likely as well. So making plans, long-term plans, whether you are partnered or single, for what you want in terms of your love life. Physical health. We have intuition. Trust your intuition. It's a great time to learn a new skill, to change careers, or to invest money. So if you're feeling stressed out about those things and that's causing you potential, harm to your physical health, here again is how you get through it. And spiritual health. Very interesting. We have romance. Love is set to sizzle. The chance for romance is high for those seeking a connection. And so you may meet somebody through spiritual practice, or you may strengthen your relationship, your current existing relationship, through some sort of spiritual practice. Maybe both of you can get involved in something together. Hope you guys have enjoyed this reading. I'm going to end the cards here. Those of you who want to hear about whatever else is going on this week in terms of the celestial system or the theological calendars and stuff like that, stick around one sec. Give me a second to open my laptop. Otherwise, if you are going, please do like, share, subscribe, and comment before you do. I appreciate it. I'm turning on my computer. There we go. It was fast this week, huh? Let's start with the Christian calendar. This is the first thing I have up. So today actually is the feast day of the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary. It is the 15th, so of course 1 + 5 = 6. As I've said many times, 6 is one of Mary's most special numbers. 6, 13, 9 would be, the numbers most directly tied to her. And you will find that her holidays are usually on those dates. So, for example, next week's is on the 22nd. You might say, well, that's not one of the numbers you said, but, 22 = 4, so it's 13. So it's like that. It can be like that also. Next week is the Queenship of the Blessed Virgin Mary. It's my son's birthday, too. And actually, the feast day, the Queenship of the Blessed Virgin Mary, is a celebration of Mary as the mother of her son. That's what the celebration is for. The fact that she's a mother of this son. That's what makes her a queen. Anyway, to get more into the Assumption of Mary, I went to, this is wikipedia.org. I thought it was Britannica that I had gone to. Anyway, wikipedia.org, Assumption of Mary. And the Assumption of Mary, or the Assumption of the Blessed Virgin Mary, is according to the beliefs of the Catholic Church, Eastern Orthodox churches, Oriental Orthodox, Church of the East, and some Lutheran and Anglo-Catholic churches, among others, the bodily taking up of Mary, the mother of Jesus, into heaven at the end of her earthly life. And some other people believe in the Eastern churches, it says, the dormition of the Theotokos. In Lutheranism and Anglicanism, the feast is celebrated in honor of Saint Mary, Mother of our Lord. In the churches that observe it, the Assumption is a major feast day commonly celebrated on August 15th in many countries. The feast is also marked as a holy day of obligation in the Catholic Church. So that means Catholics have to go to church on the feast day of the Assumption of Mary, even when it's not on a Sunday. The Assumption of the Virgin Mary in art has been a popular subject, especially since the 12th century. The Catholic Church teaches as dogma that the Virgin Mary, quote, having completed the course of her earthly life, was assumed body and soul into heavenly glory, end quote. This doctrine was dogmatically defined by Pope Pius XII on the 1st of November in 1950. 1950 also equals 6. While the Catholic Church and Eastern Orthodox Church believe in the dormition of the Mother of God, or the dormition of the Theotokos, or the falling asleep of the Mother of God, whether Mary, as the new Eve, had a physical death has not been dogmatically defined. Pope Pius XII pointed to the book of Genesis 3:15 as scriptural support for the dogma in terms of Mary's victory over sin and death through her intimate association with, quote, the new Adam, end quote, who is Christ. So she's the new Eve, according to this, and Christ was the new Adam, even though they're mother and son. And this is also reflected, according to what's here, in Corinthians 1, verse 15:54. So 6 and 9, as I just mentioned, are Mary's numbers. 15:54. Quote, then shall come to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory, end quote. It goes on to talk about, what other sects believe and where it says in different things in the history of the feast day. If you want to read more about it, again, I am on wikipedia.org. My favorite part of the story, which they didn't even tell, is Mary leaving Thomas her girdle behind. In some stories, they say she left it behind, like he walked into the cave and he found it. And in some stories, they say she dropped it down from heaven to him, like, hey, Thomas, a Hail Mary pass. Anyway, moving on, that is the only feast day this week. So we're going to go to the planetary calendar. And there, today, August 15th, at 11:19 this morning, another very special number. Here's also what's special. We experienced the first quarter moon. Guess in what sign? Scorpio, of course. 23 degrees Scorpio at 11:19, the number that represents Father or King Osiris. Tomorrow, the 16th, at 12:26 a.m. is the day that Venus enters Libra, 0 degrees Libra. On the 18th at 2:06 a.m., Jupiter will be semi-square Chiron, the wounded healer, the asteroid. Jupiter will be 27 degrees Aquarius, and Chiron will be 12 degrees Aries. And August 19th, the last day within this period, this reading, at 9:40 p.m., Uranus will go retrograde, 14 degrees Taurus. We're not going to talk about that, but first, Venus in Libra, cooperative, loving, balanced. And for this, I went to www.tarot.com. Venus and Libra were made for each other. In fact, Venus rules 2 zodiac signs. One of them is Taurus, and the other is, of course, Libra. And this week we had both we had the Hierophant, so that's the Taurus and the Libra. I've also mentioned, you probably say, oh, I thought you said Gemini. Yes, Venus is the esoteric ruler of Gemini. So that is still correct. Anyway, but while Taurus brings out the money-oriented side of Venus, Venus in Libra is all about love. The combination of Venus and Libra is naturally harmonious because Libra is the most balanced zodiac sign. Adding Venus's cooperative energy here puts a premium on fairness, happiness, and serenity. Libra lends an airy vibe to Venus's already sweet and calm nature, encouraging us all to strive for greater peace in our lives, alone and with others. Love is absolutely in the air once Venus enters the balanced and beautiful sign of Libra. Venus is the planet that rules love, and Libra is the zodiac sign associated with one-on-one relationships. When Venus enters Libra, we're gifted with a sweet time of peace that highlights our partnerships and social life. While Venus is in Libra, relationships are light and lovely rather than hot and heavy. Libra is a peacemaker, and we'd rather not rock the boat now in order to maintain the harmony in our relationships. In fact, we're especially polite and charming while Venus is in Libra, and more likely to sweep issues under the rug. Those who typically find themselves in argumentative relationships can benefit from a break in the drama during Venus's transit through Libra. After all, brash or rude behavior is a big turnoff now. Love is above all else a two-way street during Venus in Libra. It's a time when we're reminded that the best relationships aren't 50-50, they're 100-100, because Venus because Libra rather is so concerned with fairness and equality, imbalanced relationships will stick out like a sore thumb during this transit. Does one of you have stronger feelings than the other? Is one of you putting more work into the partnership than the other? If so, it will become very noticeable while Venus is in Libra. Thankfully, this transit also blesses us with cooperation and grace to work together to make positive changes and to start anew. Though both Venus and Libra are strongly connected to our love lives, this planet and sign are also very interested in beauty and style. While Venus is in Libra, we want to surround ourselves with things that make us feel breezy, beautiful, and at ease. Spending a little on an updated look or on fresh decor for your home can bring us a renewed sense of pleasure and confidence now. Venus in Libra is a time to love with your whole heart. Cooperate with others, strive for peace, and live lightly, and you can make the most of this beautiful transit. It goes on to talk about if you were born with Venus in Libra in your own personal natal chart. If you want to read it, again, I got it from www.tarot.com. I am moving on to Uranus retrograde in Taurus, also from www.tarot.com. Uranus retrograde in Taurus. Personal freedom is what it's all about, as rebel planet Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, of course, maybe that's why we had temperance here too, moves retrograde from August 19th to January 18th, 2022. The obstinate sign of Taurus. If we've been holding on to certain perspectives, now is the time to look at life through fresh lens. Toss out the old ways of doing things and create a whole new world from the inside out. Sounds like a lot to take on? Well, don't be intimidated. Just remember to take baby steps over the next few months. Basically, Uranus retrograde wants us to get real. It's time to face our fears and to change the things that aren't working so that we can become who we really want to be. This is true on both a personal and a global scale. If you're in a bad relationship, stuck in a job you don't like, living in a place that doesn't feel right, or spending time with the wrong people, Uranus will alert you to this in the coming months. The realization may dawn on you slowly, and it may involve an uncomfortable period of anxiety. But when you do have those epiphanies, pay attention and make the needed changes. Break up, make up, change jobs, move, or do whatever you need to do to shake it up and move on to something better. In other words, get real about what you want. Be brave and embrace your freedom to go after it. It's the way to happiness. Hope you guys have enjoyed this week's reading. I will be back with love. Please do like, share, subscribe, and comment before you go. I appreciate it very much. Namaste.